Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Previously, we completed the prologue, which brought us here to the Dilapidated Temple. We have met quite a few characters here collectively, but here we met the sculptor who informed us our master was being held at Ashina Castle, giving us a destination, and that's essentially where we're going to go next. So, um, we ended up, just kind of doing some training stuff, and we're going to get started here by heading out into the Ashina Outskirts to see if we can find a path forward and rescue him. So we'll just head right out. Grappling hook. The Shinobi Prosthetic's grappling hook allows access to normally unreachable places and chance to take the high ground. Nearby grapple points are designated with a circular symbol, as we can see. When the symbol turns green, the grapple point is within reach. Alright, so let's get into the thick of it now. And that is Ashina Castle. So we gotta see if this will. I'm sure it'll take us there, right? We gotta see if we can get there. All right, so. And look, we already got to our first idol. Okay, Sculptor's Idol Travel. You can now instantly travel between Sculptor's Idols and have already been communed with. Travel can be accessed via the Sculptor's Idol travel menu, which is this one right here. And so there's two types of things we'll see on here. There's important places, and then there's the different locations. So Dilapidated Temple is kind of our home hub, so that's going to be under important places. And it's a part of the outskirts. So, and most of these kind of go in order, but, it kind of depends on some. And so we could travel back right now if we wanted to, but, we literally just came from there, so. And so what we kind of want to do to get started is just kind of explore. Somebody's already watching me. I can see the marker pop up. Ungo's Sugar. Sugar candy made in Senpo Temple, sustaining Ungo's blessing. Temporarily reduces vitality damage taken from physical attacks. Bite the candy and take the Ungo stance to impart this inhuman benediction. By doing so, you endure the excess karma of man from the spirits within. Senpo monks spread this candy across Ashina in honor of her military heroes. And who's watching me? Oh, him. None of these enemies are really pose much of a threat to us, so. Alright, so yeah, this is kind of a different function. Acquiring enemy loot. Enemies drop loot, such as items and money. Multiple enemies can be looted at once and from some distance away. Items found in the world are different than loot. Sorry, in that they must be approached to be picked up. So basically you hold down the money for picking things up and it'll just kind of come to you. So for instance, if I just walk away from it and hold it down, it just comes right over to me. And that'll go for basically any kind of random, drops. So drops, money, whatnot. Oh, I saw somebody over here. I don't think he would see me all the way up here, but if we want to test that. No, I didn't think so. So let's do a death blow. There we go. That's the Shinobi way. Okay, items. Oh, sorry, I should have read that. Getting ahead of myself. I shouldn't be doing that. Is there actually anything over here? Okay. So I do have a list of... There is stuff over here. What is this? I do have a list of items and whatnot, but it's mostly big key items. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, Akko Sugar. Sugar candy, yeah, so we got that part. So Senpo Tempo is a place we'll go to later. This one boosts attack power for a time. This is actually the only one or one of the two I use frequently, I should say, not the only one. Bite the candy and take the Akko's stance to impart its inhuman benediction. The spirits embody excess karma. One must bite down hard on the candy and endure what has been brought to pass. Okay. So the other one was for, was it less vitality or less posture? I think it was vitality. Yeah. Can I get back? There we go. I actually didn't know about that spot. That's new to me. I played this game so many times, and that was new to me. Okay, so we should have a few peoples down here. And we're going to take them out. Yeah, I kind of forgot about the flurry attacks. If they do that, it's actually quite the posture wreckage for them if you deflect them all. So he would have been gone in a few moves. Alright, so I did not read this one, sorry. Ceramic shard, a piece of pottery that breaks with a satisfying crack when thrown. Throw it at an enemy to draw their attention. Throwing and smashing such pieces makes for a popular sport amongst Ashina boys. Even after growing up, they remember the old games well. And it's kind of fun if you... Let's see. Let's just actually use one. Nothing? Okay. Sometimes if you're close enough to them and you get their attention, you can do like a around the corner death blow on them. But he's not really worth waiting for. Most of the enemies around this area can just be spammed to death, so... Don't let them fool you, though. In numbers, they can easily overwhelm you. Okay, there's probably some doggos around here somewhere. Doggos can be deflected, so... Which probably sounds really weird. And it is weird. Make no mistake of that. Alright, so... we got a... Is that a gunner? Yeah. One of them is. Sugar. Okay. We've already got a good collection of sugars going. You know, pick your poison. Personally, Akko's is my go-to. I think it's a lot for a lot of people. Usually I just sell most of the others. There's a Gachin's one that's really nice. I use that one a lot because it's for stealth, so... And I like stealth. And there's a dog. Not as bad as most from soft dogs, I will say. I'll deal with them in a moment. We have a idol here. Oh, we got a huge cock ahead of us, okay? Giant roosters. Do not underestimate the roosters. See what I mean? Safety roll. Yeah, okay. Oh my god, if I died to the rooster, like, right away, that would be the pinnacle of death for me. That would be amazing. But I win. If there was one thing for me to die to this early on, I would love it if it was the rooster. Okay, so over here, if you look kind of next to that flag, a kind of central top screen, you can see a samurai standing there. So he's a general. He's actually our first mini boss. So we're gonna make our way over to him, but I want to clean this area out first, and I should probably heal up a bit. I'm already making mistakes on my control changes. Okay, so we have 2 dogs at least. Is it just the dogs? Okay, well. The deflecting dogs thing kind of gets me all the time. It looks cool too, but it's really funny that you can deflect them. So we are a shinobi, which I feel, I feel it means that we should fight dirty, and so I'm gonna teach you dirty tactics, because that's the way we do things, right? So let's get up top here, and before we, you know what? Never mind. I'm gonna come back to that. Pellet. Alright, so the samurai is down here. Like I said, so there are 2 types of bosses in the game. There are true bosses, which there are like 15 of them total in the game. And then there's mini bosses, and there's a whole slew of those. And so he's going to be our first one. And, a lot of people really do struggle with him on the first time. So you're going to run across a lot of samurai generals in the game. And if it's not samurai generals, it's the 7 spears, which are even worse. So we're going to sneak up behind him, though. So enemies like this can be, you can do stealth attacks on them. Like I said, most are going to have 2 posture bars. So 1, 2, 3, those are the combinations you'll see. Don't let the ones fool you. Sometimes the first that one posture bar ends up being 2, and you don't realize it. So don't always assume you're done. But this one can be death blowed from behind, and you can see the posture marks on him. Perilous attacks. Okay, so there's several of these, but some enemies use unguardable perilous attacks signified with a danger symbol. When these occur, watch carefully and look to perform a specific response. And so we'll kind of go over some of these as they go. This guy should be a sweeper, so there are kind of 2 common perilous attacks. There's the sweep attack and then the thrust attack. And the thrust can be blocked, but we're going to get a skill that's significantly better than that to counter it. But a sweep can't, so you need to actually jump on the sweep, and ideally you want to land on their head and do like a second jump on them, which will give you a little bit of posture break on them, or posture damage, and then kind of swing on them as you come down. There we go. He's going to try to regain posture. Don't let him. Gotcha. Good. So, prayer bead. A loose prayer bead, offering 4 of them to the sculptor's idol, will increase maximum vitality and posture. Currently, the wolf has 1 bead in his possession. I'm sorry, this is probably a little bit loud, so if I need to repeat this, let me know. Gourd seed. Seed from which healing waters continually spring forth. Give to Emma to increase the maximum uses of the healing gourd. The twisted gourd of medicinal waters was known throughout Ashina since long ago, but it was the extraordinary healer Dogen and his pupil Emma who discovered the self-replenishing nature of this seed. And thank you, game, for probably drowning me out. So if that was too loud, I will make sure to go back to the items, but let me know. Fistful of Ash. Alright. So we just picked up 2 items that are actually rather worth getting and really significant. So the prayer beads will essentially give us the ability, once we have 4 of them, as it said, to increase our vitality and posture. And the gourd seed is essentially how we upgrade our healing gourd so we can use it multiple times. So he's our first mini boss. Now I will probably, after this episode, at some point, I will probably do one on what happens if you die too much, because that's probably going to actually happen here if it's your first time playing. Might even happen with him. So I can't guarantee that I'm going to die, and the last time I did this, I didn't die at all until quite a bit later in the game. So I'm probably going to do that on purpose in the next episode. On porpoise. But for now, we're going to push on. So if you end up dying a bunch, skip to a later episode. You should be able to see how to deal with that. Now, there's a lot of enemies around here, so just be careful. Easy to get overwhelmed. And see a gunner. Doesn't look like it. There's probably an eavesdrop there, but... And there's a gunner that has me in his sights. There may have been an eavesdrop there with him, but not a big deal. Okay, he's lost me. There should be a big guy around here, right there. So he's a member of what they call the Taro Troop. And for obvious reasons, they can be quite a bit to handle. Can you hit me at this? No, you can't. Okay. Oop. Oh, he's one of the... Okay. Uh-oh. 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 That did not go the way I planned. Oh, sunk. Never mind. What was that I was saying about not dying? So, this is why shadows die twice. We're back. Resurrection. The divine heir's blood grants the ability to return from the dead using resurrective power. One charge is always restored by resting at a sculptor's idol. Killing enemies restores additional charges. Resurrection becomes unstable immediately after using it, but killing enemies will make it available again. Of course, that was the way I had to have my first resurrective death. Like I said, they were gonna kill me though if I stayed down there. And that does not count on a death counter. That's not the same. That's not a true death, and the game doesn't hold it against you. Oh. Okay, this might be a... this might end up being a true death. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, that's officially a death. Oh, thank you, game. Loss upon death. Experience toward the next skill point and current sen in hand are halved upon death. Everything lost is gone for good. There are no known means to escape this loss. However, through the grace of the gods or Buddha, it may not be impossible. Impossible. I will talk about this a little more as we go. Oh no, there goes all my money. Okay, never mind. We're fine. Oh yeah, I actually forgot to come back here, didn't I? Shuriken wheel. I was like, yeah, I'm missing something really important, aren't I? Okay, a mechanical device made by the mechanical genius Dogen. So that's the guy who made our arm. Oh look, our arm comes up next. Can be fit into the shinobi prosthetic to become a working prosthetic tool. While it is palm-sized, a surprising number of shuriken can fit into the shuriken wheel. As the edges were designed for stacking, a fine example of what can be achieved when one matches mechanical finesse with a shinobi's talent. Very nice. Oh. Yeah, but basically, gotta go to the sculptor to fit the prosthetics. So, unfortunately, I can't use it right now until I go back. Okay. Watch out for that rooster. Hey, maybe I won't have to kill myself. Maybe I will die enough. We should try to go for that. Let's wait for him. Let's try to see, because I'm pretty sure there's an eavesdrop there that I had forgotten about. So if you do resurrect in battle, it has no bearing on you. If you officially die, that's when you start losing stuff. And if it happens too much, which I was talking about might be a later episode, I'll show what happens if you die too much. Because that does affect things. Ooh, the Taro guy. I don't want him getting over to me. Oop, somebody else saw me. Okay. Meebo Balloon of Wealth. I forgot to read that, sorry. Oh, shoot, that's a gunner. Where are you? Oh. Come on, dude, fight back. Oh, come on. Now you swing at me. Oh, man, am I rusty, I tell you. Alright, I think I've gotten most things around here. This just goes back to where we fought the general. Don't think I missed anything on this end. And if you can hear crows, that means there's a merchant nearby. And there's actually a trophy tied to the first, so... Not him specifically, but the first you come across. I'm just checking for items. We've got some peeps over here. Oop, and a huge cock. Look at that rooster. Oh, two huge cocks. Sherlock said in elementary, 2 cocks living in harmony. You know, because usually roosters fight, and they were fighting cocks. Okay, coin purse we've read. Okay, nothing new there. Coin purses are amazing, so... So he said he was a vassal of the Hirata family, which is why he recognizes our voice, because Kudo was adopted by the Hirata family. And you'll notice, too, and this is kind of important, that he's blinded, so to speak. I don't know if we can get a close look at that, but he's got bandages over his eyes. And that's his mother. So 2 characters that are good to remember.
Inosuke ka, segare yo. Waka-sama o minakatta ka no?
Nope, not Inosuke.
せがれではない。
Inosuke, またそのような。そなたはわしがおかしくなったというが、さすがにせがれを間違えるわけなかろう。まあよい。せがれよ。この鈴をそなたに託そう。若様のことを案じ、作った守り鈴じゃ。この守り鈴を仏様にお供えしておくれ。
Young Lord's Bell Charm. A bell charm received from an old woman who asked that it be offered to Buddha. And keep in mind, there was a Buddha statue in the Dilapidated Temple. Bell charms protect their holders through Buddha's divine protection. If one finds themselves the owner of another's bell charm, offering it to Buddha on their behalf is common courtesy. The sculptor at the Dilapidated Temple can advise on how it should be offered.
Inosuke, waga segare yo. 守り鈴は仏様に備えてくれたかえ？ほら、偏屈な仏師がおる荒れ寺があるじゃろう。仏様ならそこにおられるでな。
Yeah, so she knows the sculptor.
先ほどの御人か。母の相手をしてくれ。かたじけない。母はその鈴をずっと気にかけていた。上事のように仏様に備えろと。
So when it says young lords, I actually think that might be Kudo's bell charm. More specifically. So this is kind of a sketchy area. You'll notice, like, straight ahead from where I'm looking, there's a little dude with a huge cannon, and it's actually a rather big dude, so we're just far away from him. So we're going to try to get the drop on him. It shouldn't be hard, but... So you might notice the garb is a bit different, stature is a bit different. This is not one of the Ashina. They're actually a member of a clan called the Sunken Valley clan that we'll run into more later. But they're known for their firearms. Black gunpowder. Yeah, speak of the devil. Black rains forming the base for gunpowder. Materials used in alchemical prosthetic tool upgrades, including those of an explosive and occultic nature. Even the most mundane form of gunpowder has a wide variety of applications. Okay, we are going to go down there eventually. Just want to quickly pick up some items here, and I'm going to clear out the guys on the other side, or might just be the one guy. It's just the one guy, actually. Okay, we'll come back here in a moment. Alright, so there's a couple of things that I want to get while we're over here. We'll get that in a moment, I think. There you are. Oh, we hit each other. Dude, the dude over there just sitting there watching us. How blind are you, man? Antidote powder. Okay, nice. A powerful antidote concocted by the Sunken Valley clan, hence the guy I was just talking about. Or girl, I don't know. Heals status, abnormality, poison, and temporarily increases poison resistance, which is a really cool touch. Magnetite deposits are found in the Sunken Valley, but the place is dangerously toxic, probably from the magnetite deposits. Antidote powder is essential for anyone attempting to mine the ore. Okay. And the idea I think they're going for there is some immunity brought on by using the powder, because a lot of poisons kind of build on that effect. So, if you hear like I said, the crows, that's coming from this guy.
Gokuyo, ikaga ka ne?
Kuyo.
Sayo. 死者たちのご冥福のため品を売っておる。見たところあんたも随分と殺しておるな。ご供養していきなされよ。
Alright, so this is kind of important. First of all, you will get a trophy for talking to this guy. It's called Memorial Mob, and the trophy just says encountered the Memorial Mob, because there's a bunch of these guys. So you can sell stuff from them, you can purchase stuff from them, and there are a set of lists I made for the game, and I'd say leave it up to you as to what you want to get, but I would make a list of the things in their inventory that you might want. And the first thing that I would really highly recommend getting are Robert's Firecrackers, which I don't have quite enough money, but we do have coin purses. This is one of the Shinobi prosthetics, prosthetic tools, so... the other thing that I would usually watch for with this stuff is coin purses. And coin purses can be used for kind of a banking system. So the coin purses you'll see here, in the light coin purse, for example, there's 100 sen. And so they're really important because if you die, you lose a half, I think it is, of your money. I think that's what it said. So you lose a good chunk of money, regardless of how much you have. And there are heavy coin purses and bulging coin purses, and I think it goes 100, 500, 1,000 sen is what they're kind of worth. as far as what you'll get out of them. And basically, if it's in a coin purse, the money you have, which you can invest by buying one, then you don't lose it upon death. The coin purses stay in your inventory. And you can see right now I have 227 sen. So if I were to die right now, I'd lose half of that, unless the unseen aid kicks in, which I don't think we've had that yet. But the unseen aid is essentially the percentage chance that that will be negated. Or no, that we did talk about it earlier. We heard about it. So the unseen aid is kind of the percentage from 0 to 30 that you are going to basically be able to maintain your experience and maintain your sen. And so the only thing you'll notice about this is it's 110 to purchase it. So you're making a 10% investment on buying these. So typically what I would recommend is make a list of all the vendors and what you want to get from them. And I would say get all the coin purses by the end of the game if you can, because it is nice to have that invested. And I'm also just obsessed with coin purses. So you don't have to, but I would say definitely bank your money if you have it and you're not using it. And typically most of the vendors will have something worth buying. Sugars, antidotes, stuff like I don't usually get that. I'll usually go for the pellets as my last point for them. But since we are not really in the investment phase right now,
死者があるところまた供養衆ありカラスどもと同じことじゃてどこへ行こうとご供養を欠かさぬようにの
Alright, so we are going to we have 227. We're going to need 500, so we'll use 3.
ご供養いかがかね
Okay. Firecrackers from across southern seas can be fitted to the shinobi prosthetic to become a prosthetic tool. Makes a deafening sound, frightening to animals, and he will actually supposedly get mad at you if you use them around the crows. I've never done that before, because of course it's going to scare them. Sold by little Robert and his father to raise funds for their travels. Their voyage brought them to Japan, where they would seek the undying in an attempt to extend Robert's life. And so they're referring to, I believe, a Portuguese family, because around this time would have been, I think, post the time when the Portuguese had first landed on Japan and kind of started forming settlements and spreading their religion around the place. So, and this name will come up again later. So we'll be talking about Robert again. But this is one of our shinobi prosthetics. So.
その人具この辺りで使うでないぞカラスどもがビビっちまう
Yeah, telling us not to use the
奴らいか
firecrackers.
に賢くとも鳥獣には違いないからのひどいことはせぬものじゃ
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. Okay, so that is our second shinobi prosthetic. There's a couple of other items I want to get while we're here. I think the other one is up this way. So we're trying to get, not that item, but over to the side that there's a ledge we can get to. I think we have to go, I think that's it. Let me see. Yeah. We gotta go back a little bit, I think, to get it. Before, kind of a little bit before this area. I wanted to clear that area up before I did this. Yeah, right here. So we want to slide down to this ledge. Check your health first. Oh yeah, see, I would die right now. I do have a resurrect there though, so. Am I out of? No, I'm not out of heals. This might kill me. Let's use it. I suppose I can just res, but let's slide. Slide. Okay, we're good. This item is totally worth dying over. Bundled Jizo statue. Small Buddha effigy bound in red cloth. Raised in prayer between one's palms to restore a note of resurrective power. To enswath a Jizo statue is to express feelings of parental love. The bundle of cloth is to at least ensure that the little one goes on in peace. So, it's basically if you're in the middle of a fight and you don't have any resurrective power, there are circumstances where the Jizo can be used to get one back. Oh, good, another one. Gachin's sugar. So this is the third sugar we found so far? There's 5 total. The High Senpo priest gave this candy to a band of short but adept assassins, which are the tiny little guys that I referred to in the prologue. Suppresses sound and presence for a time, making the user harder to detect. And I actually kind of like that statue. That's cool. Bite the candy and take the Gachin stance to impart its inhuman benediction. The assassins do Senpo's dirty work. Once hired guards, now extensions of the monks, will in their quest for undeath. Senpo Temple and sounding too friendly, is it? What kind of monks have assassins? Come on. Alright. There's one other thing I wanted to check out, because I can't remember if we have to go on before we do it. I think we might need to go ahead to the next area. Or not. Maybe this is it. Can I get down there? You know, I've played this 100 times. You'd think yes, I can. You'd think I would know. This is a walkthrough, right? You do know what you're doing. Okay, Amiibo Possession Balloon. There's one that we missed earlier. I got it, but I forgot to read it. Amiibo Balloon filled with fountainhead water, imbued with a blessing of fortune. If one pops this vibrant green balloon and prays, those its water splashes upon will have a higher chance of obtaining items. And so they're essentially like a kind of a farming tool in a sense. This one is going to be for item drops. Mibu means aquatic life, or life born of the water. The Ashina consider the fountainhead water itself to be worthy of worship. And we'll learn more about the Mibu, and we'll learn about the fountainhead waters. So for now, we'll just kind of, not worry about it. The other one I think we picked up was the wealth balloon. And so, oh yeah, here we go. Look at that. We all know what that means, right? We all know what that is. It's I should be able to get over there. So that is a snake skin. We all know what that means. Oh, scrap iron. I didn't read the scrap iron. While we're here, let's read a couple things. So, scrap iron. Iron drags mind in Ashina, widely used for basic reinforcement. It can serve as a base material for prosthetic tool upgrades. Ashina is burdened with thick snow and infertile land, but the scrap iron dug from her soil is anything but crude, which means, of course, that can be used for upgrades. And then the Amiibo, I think it was Amiibo wealth balloon, yeah. Amiibo balloon filled with the fountainhead water imbued with a blessing of wealth. If one pops the golden Amiibo balloon and prays, those its water splashes upon will acquire more coin for a period of time. And so one thing that's actually really cool that I just found from Vati Vidya's page was that if you pop the Amiibo possession balloon before killing enemies and don't pick up anything from them, just let it sit there. When you're done, use the Amiibo balloon of wealth, because apparently the possession balloon triggers more drops before you kill enemies, and the wealth one triggers it in real time. And then pop the wealth balloon and basically take all the items. Apparently you can make bank on that, both item and money-wise. So, yeah. And yes, we got a snack skin. There's a grapple spot. And we can actually see other locations we'll be able to get to later, so not quite this early. And there's a sculptor's idol above us. Oh, just be wary. There's a rooster here. I don't remember where he is exactly. He's over there. He is. And so this is the stairway for Ashina Wall, or the outskirts wall to Ashina Castle. I don't think I missed any items up there. So there are a couple things here. There's a duder down here we want to talk to, and we want to check that, which is a remnant. Let's actually do that first.
これも平田のものだ。弔ってやらねば。九郎様。エマ殿。平田から逃れてきた者、他には。もうほとんど残っておりません。そうですか。すまぬ。流院を狙う者は絶えぬ。平田の者たちを私が巻き込んでしまった。
So Kurto's been here. Probably I'm assuming this is probably after he was taken shortly after.
おや、見覚えのある顔だ。ああ、忍びの旦那だ。いや、あの世以来ですね。
あの世とは何だ。
え、旦那、覚えてねえんですか。
ああ。
へえ、なるほど、覚えてねえと。なあ旦那、あっしはあんたに会ったことがある。その頃は賊をやってやした。それから足を洗って物売りを始めたんでさ。が銭がない。銭がないから品もない。そこで旦那、あっしにちーとばかし銭を用立てていただけやせんか。それを元手に旦那にもきっと役立つ品を仕入れやす。それからおまけにあの世のこと話して差し上げやしょう。どうです？悪い話じゃねえでしょ。
So he probably sounds a bit sus, but he did admit he was a thief. So this is one of 4 characters that have interlocking side quests, and some of these side quests don't exactly have happy endings for some people. But what I want to do for this first playthrough, because we're going to need to do more down the road, and I'm going to do more for fun anyway beyond that, what I want to do is go for the most bang for our buck in the first playthrough. Get us the most we can get out of it, even if it has a bad ending. And so he's referred to as Anayama the Peddler, and he is trying to start a business, but he's rather greedy. But if you invest in him, it does pay off in the end. So you don't need to buy everything, as far as I know. I think there's only certain things you need to buy, but I'll usually try to go for everything that's unique anyway, just to kind of show it. So let's purchase information.
銭だ。
旦那、ありがてえ。
話してくれ。
ああ、もちろんでさ。あの世、あっしらは平田の屋敷に押し入りやした。平田はご存知の通り、芦名の分家。ちんけな野党なんざ普通は返り討ちです。けど先だっての戦の折だ。若い侍はほとんど出払ってたんでさ。そこを狙って押し入りやして、そんで火をつけ奪った。その最中でさ、旦那と会ったのは。旦那は何かを探してた。そんな風に見えやしたね。 あっしが知ってるのはそんなもんでさ。
そうか。
ああ、あの世もちょうどそんな顔してやした。今も何かをお探しで？ねえ旦那、お題さえいただけりゃ他にも知りたいことをお教えできるかもしれやせん。ぜひ情報を買ってください。
I don't know if I have 20, but no,
ああ旦那、銭が足りねえようですぜ。いただいた銭を元手に品を仕入れてきやす。旦那、楽しみにしていてください。
I'm gonna go and take out these guys over here, and we'll see if it gives me enough. And I have some coin purses too, so. So you'll probably notice if you look up to the right, there's a huge guy that's bound. So this is kind of the next mini boss, and we can't progress until we take him down.
赤鬼め、縛るだけでは不安じゃのう。戦の前に我らが襲われてはしょうもないわ。
いざとなれば火を使うしかあるまい。赤目は火を恐れる。そういうお達しじゃて。
お達しねえ。変わっちまったな、アシナの戦も。
Yes, let's drop every piece of critical information right next to the shinobi. As we're going to talk about a super secret something right out in the open when we're not supposed to be doing it. So they're basically, he's one of the, what they call red eyes. And so if you get close enough, you'll see it. And if I recall, the red eyes are supposed to be individuals that have lost everything. And they're much more fierce in battle, but they are afraid of flame, so. They're telling us to use fire, basically. And I don't want to get his attention, because I'm not interested in fighting right now. So, the hint there, like I said, is to use fire. But we don't have anything really in the manner of flame right now. And so we are going to hold off on him. You can go and take him out. It's a little tricky to do it right now. Coin purses. I have two, so let's pop one. Because I think we can buy some stuff from him.
お題さえいただけりゃ他にも知りたいことをお教えできるかもしれやせん。ぜひ情報を買ってください。
情報を買おう。
お買い上げありがとうございやす。なんたって旦那は忍びでさ。忍びの道具の情報を教えて差し上げやしょう。
頼む。
あっし、すげえ勢いで火が出る筒を見かけたことがありやす。平田屋敷の押し入りの時、あっしの仲間がぶんどったもんです。ボーボーってな調子ですげえ勢いで火を吹いてやしたよ。
Flame barrel memo. Notice he said fire, and we just found something that's, weak to fire. So it's telling us to kind of turn back, so to speak, of a sort. A tattered note written by Anayama seems to be from some years ago. Lucrative info number 36. When we broke into the Hirata estate, we found a barrel that spewed flame. The boys lit a roaring bonfire with it and made merry with the drink. Must have been a shinobi's tool.
火の出る筒が平田屋敷に。覚えておこ
う。いただいた銭を元手に品を仕入れてきやす。旦那、楽しみにしていてください。
Oops, and I went ahead and used my coin purse and I didn't need to. I'm already screwing up. Okay, so should be good for what we need here. I don't think you need to invest in the flame barrel memo, but I could be wrong. Because you can get it before coming here. So what we are going to do is head back to the temple. New training option available. And may have noted her at the beginning because we had reloaded, but we have a new visitor here.
誠に息を吹き返したのですね。流因の力、この目でしかと見ることになるとは。
何者だ？
エマと言います。去るお方に仕えるクス師です。
去るお方とは？
すみませぬが、主の命にて明かせません。ただ、あなたを助けよと、そう仰せつかっています。信用しろとは言いません。ですが、私は主の命を果たさねばならぬのです。あなたが持っている薬水のひょうたん、それはもともと私が作り上げたものです。クス師として助けとなりましょう。
このひょうたん、お主が作ったというのか？
はい。元は九郎様のためにあなたが譲り受けていたのですね。気づいているかもしれませんが、このひょうたんの薬水はおのずと湧き出します。尽きたとて少し休めばまた満ちるでしょう。
クス師としての助けとは？
ひょうたんの種をお持ちください。
種だと？
はい。薬水はひょうたんの種より湧き出します。新たな種を加えれば薬水の傘が増すでしょう。手に入れたら持ってきてください。
わかった。
Okay, so we're going to give Emma our seed because, you know, she's volunteered to upgrade our gourd. I'm sorry, everybody makes that joke, I know. It's awful. Anyways, you start off with the healing gourd. There is one heal in it per kind of resting period, so if you use it, you can only use it the one time. Every time you give her a gourd seed, you can use the gourd, you know, one more time kind of between rests. And there are 9 total in the game. So if we're gonna give her our seed.
ひょうたんの種とはこれか？
はい。それをこちらに。種をひょうたんに植え付けます。よし。これで薬水の傘が増すでしょう。
妙な薬だ。
妙ですか。うん。悪い気はしません。貢献があれば奇妙と思うことでも勇んですべし。それが我が師道元の教えですので。
そうか。
ひょうたんの種を見つけたならばまた持ってきてください。薬水のかさ増しをしましょう。
Okay, and
一つ頼みがあります。
なんだ？
少し顔を見せてください。
何？
うん。白いあざ。これは生まれつきですか？
いや。
ならば流因を受けた者に現れるということか。あるいは兆しか。
もう良いか？
ああ、十分です。無礼をしました。すみませぬ。白いあざは生まれつきではない。ならば流因を受けた者に現れるということか。あるいは兆しか。おや、何やらチリンと。
ああ、 この鈴だろう。仏に備えろと渡された。
あなたにゆかりのある鈴でしょうか。ならば仏師殿と話してみてはどうですか。仏のことならばあの人が詳しいでしょ
う。なんだ。
お前さん、勘が戻ってきたようじゃな。ちっとは忍びらしくなってきたように見える。とっておきな。
Shinobi Esoteric Text, a book of secrets that details a variety of techniques employed by shinobi, grants the ability to learn shinobi-style skills. Within this text are the innermost secrets of the shinobi arts, such as attacks performed in the air and hiding one's body to avoid detection. Such moves could never be practiced by samurai.
これは
忍びの技じゃ。侍には真似できぬ忍びの戦う術が書いてある。まあどうするかはお前さん次第よ。戦う術など忍びだけでもあるまいて。
Skills. Owning an esoteric text of a combat style will allow its skills to be acquired in the sculptor's idol skill menu. Each enemy defeated provides skill experience. Skill points are acquired once enough expertise is gained, which can be spent to unlock skills. Some skills can also be learned by obtaining items or defeating enemies, and those will pop up as you defeat them. So we'll go and take a closer look at this in a moment.
手に入れた。
忍具か。
ああ。
忍び義手は牙じゃと言うたが、忍具を仕込むことでその牙は形を変えることができるようになる。敵盾ならば打ち砕き、素早き敵ならば仕留め撃つ。仕込んだ忍具が増えるだけ敵を殺す術も増えるじゃろう。殺す相手なりの殺し方を持つ。そういうことじゃ。
随分と詳しい。
いかんな。いつまでも血生臭いことを言うておるから仏の顔も鬼になるのよ。どれ貸してみろ。わしが忍具を仕込んでやろう。
Okay. Fitting prosthetic tools. Regular shinobi tools found in the world can be specially adapted to the shinobi prosthetic via the Fit Prosthetic Tools menu. And I think there's 10 total, plus there's upgrade parts you can get for them. So I'll kind of make a list of those if I'm in the trophy stuff. So let's load the shuriken and the firecracker.
Washiが彫る仏はどうやったって怒り顔だ。業深いものはそうなる。お前さんもいつか彫ってみればわかるだろうさ。それで何か用か。ああ、そこにある優しい顔の仏様。そいつには妙な真似をするなよ。
Prosthetic tool. Prosthetic tools are shinobi tools adapted for use with the shinobi prosthetic. They can be equipped in the equipment menu, and using them consumes spirit emblems. Okay. There we got our first two spirit emblems. Spirit emblems are required to activate prosthetic tools and are consumed each time these abilities are used. Spirit emblems can be obtained from the defeated enemies in the world and purchased from sculptors' idols. If you pass near them, they will find their way to you. So it's kind of like ammunition of a sort, just a really weird paranormal type of ammunition. Spiritual, I should say, rather, so to speak, hence the name. I personally would say don't buy these, but honestly, if it's your first time, you're probably going to have to, because you'll probably die so much you'll go through a lot of them. But, you know, I'll try to give bits in here on, you know, how to avoid that, of course. You can purchase them, though, so if you really need them. And if you just want to use up your money, it's not a bad thing to put them into. Let's see. Before we go to the idol here, equipment menu. So we just unlocked the prosthetic tools. Prosthetic tool equipment slots have been unlocked. There are 3 slots available to equip and switch prosthetic tools as needed. On the equipment selection screen, the controls can be viewed through triangle, which I switched. So here's where you can actually view them. Now, as you upgrade these, the R2 part will change a little bit, kind of depending on the prosthetic. So I'm just going to load these 2 for now. Honestly, these are probably 2 of the most useful prosthetic tools right from the get-go. I don't use the firecrackers as much, but man, do they have a lot of use. So, you know, they're both really useful. So pull a shuriken, load it into the wheel, and launch it at a target in a single flowing motion. The swiftly thrown shuriken damages enemy vitality and posture, particularly against those with a tendency to take to the air. So, like as it's pointing out, you can knock enemies out from the air. Plus, it's good at killing small animals and some people along the way. Plus, you can upgrade it as you go. All of them can be upgraded. Firecrackers. So, unleashes an explosive flash and briefly blinds foes and inflicts posture damage on beast-type enemies. Has a wide frontward field of effects that can impact multiple foes at once. Suitable for temporary immobilizing enemies, and particularly good for scaring beasts. So this is really good when you just want to kind of throw your enemies off kilter a bit, and really effective against any wild animals. And I changed the buttons, so this is where you'll know if I'm making mistakes. But you can switch between them, and I changed that to the up on the D-pad. I was going to go to the... you know, we can do that. Let's do it now, because we can talk to the to Hanbei about this. Okay, acquiring skills. That's what I wanted to do. The Acquire Skills menu has been unlocked in the Sculptor's Idol menu. New skills can be learned by spending skill points in this menu. And so if you go here to do Spirit Emblems, you can purchase these. Like I said, I don't necessarily recommend it unless you need it. And we can go to Acquire Skills here, which will bring us to the skill trees. Acquiring skills. New skills can be acquired by spending skill points in the skill menu. New combat styles can be learned through obtaining esoteric texts for each style. There are 3 types of skills: combat arts, shinobi martial arts, and latent skills. Combat arts must be equipped to be used, but shinobi martial arts and latent skills are always in effect upon being acquired, which are the really nice ones, and I tend to go for a lot of those. Now, this is our current set of skills. The shinobi arts are one of 5 sets of skills. There's 2 that I don't use too much until later, but this one in particular is really useful. This whole entire tree, you can almost use everything in it right from the get-go. So I'm going to be using a lot of these. And although I'm not particularly fond of Whirlwind Slash, it will open up to the next level. And Mikiri Counter here is actually one of the main ones that we're going to be using a ton. So this is one to invest in anytime you get the opportunity. So I'm going to activate this just now so we have it active. And I'm probably not really going to use it, but then that'll open us up to the next level, and I'll kind of talk about those more as we move along. Combat arts. Yeah, combat arts are special attack skills based on the strengths of the fighting style that they belong to. They must be equipped in the equipment menu to be used, and can be learned through the skills menu or found in special esoteric text. Okay. So if you go to the equipment menu, of course, it's going to be on the right side. We just unlocked combat arts. Combat arts can now be equipped in the equipment menu. Only one combat art can be equipped at a time. And the one that I actually used throughout the game isn't really tied to anything other than the item itself, which we won't get until much later. But I'll kind of show how this works. I think this is, yeah, L1 plus R1. And I don't think this uses any spirit emblems. So that's the move. All right. If you are following along for the trophy completion, we have Resurrection, I forgot to mention earlier, which is states returned from the dead using Resurrection for the first time. So that means you died with during combat and resurrected. Plus, I had my first official death already, which is kind of sad on my part. We also got Memorial Mob, which means you've encountered the Memorial Mob, and there are several merchants as a part of that mob, so any of them can count towards this. That first one's just the most likely one you're going to come across. And as I said, make a list of those as you go, because they do help. It does help to have a list of things you can buy from them that you might want down the road. And that's a good place to end this episode. To recap, we started exploring the Ashina Outskirts. We haven't learned too much storyline-wise, at least not with without some context. So we met a couple of merchants out there, one who recognized us from a past life, so to speak, and we returned here to find a new person at the temple, Emma, which we can see in the background, and she's here to kind of help us along our way, or so she says. So otherwise, we haven't really hit any major story arcs yet. We did run into an old woman and her son who recognized us by their voice. They said they were members of the Hirata family, and the old woman asked us to bring the bell back here to the temple and offer it to Buddha. And so next time, that's exactly what we're going to do. We'll take that bell and well, actually, no. Next time, what we'll probably do is explore the what happens if you die too much. But after that, we're going to kind of see where that bell charm takes us. And so with that being said, let us close things out for the night. Thank you all for joining, and I will see you all later.